Hey guys, it's Deb. I'm here to show you another thing that I do in quilting that we can do in scrapbooking. Well, I'm sure everybody's heard of freezer paper. And freezer paper, actually the glossy side of freezer paper, you can iron down the fabric to the wrong side of fabric. So I wanted to show you this. This is called Grandmother's Flower Garden, and it opens up. It's getting big. Little by little I work on it. So what I did was the freezer paper, I used it as a template. I cut it out. First I iron it onto the wrong side of the fabric, and then I cut it out. I traced my template on top of it and I cut it out. And I use it to sew these pieces of fabric together. And then if I want, I could pull the freezer paper out, or I can leave the freezer paper in. Some of them I left it in just to make it, as I'm working with it, keep it more stable. So what I decided to do was see how I could use the freezer paper with scrapbooking. So what I did was I stamped. First I ironed down the freezer paper to the wrong side of the fabric. Then I stamped the piece of fabric with a stamp. And you can use any type of stamp, but use StazOn, so it's on here and you don't have to worry about it coming off. And then you're going to cut out your design. It could be a flower, it could be anything you want to be, whatever you want it to be. And you're going to cut it out. And, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Things in nature aren't perfect. In fact, we're not perfect. And now if you want, when you're done with this, you could pull the freezer paper off, or you can leave it on and glue it down on your layout or on a card, in a mini. You can actually just make a whole collage of these. Of any design, you can make a collage with it, with the fabric in a mini. And tell a story with it. In quilting, we call it applique work. Okay, so I'm staying on the outside. I'm not even, I'm not even worried about being perfect, or with the design being a little sloppy actually, but that's okay. All right, so this came off. I didn't iron it on that good, but that's fine. Now we have a butterfly. So let me put it down here so you can see it. Okay, here's the butterfly. Now I stamped on fabric, and there's so many beautiful pieces of fabric out there. I mean, you don't even have to buy yards of fabric. You just get the little fat quarters that I told you about when I was showing you how to make the yo-yos. So now I'm just cutting out the body of the butterfly. That was with another stamp. So at Christmas time, you could do Santas. You can do, anything to do, any stamp. You want to do a lot of detail, you can find, detail stamps. And just keep on layering your fabric pieces. So this, what you could do is you could peel this off and iron it on. But I'm going to glue mine on and keep the paper on, because this is on there really tight and secure. So I have some glue. And I'm going to glue this on. Okay, there's his body. Then what I did was I took these, and you can get this at Michael's, or I think Prima Marketing sell these. You can use wire. You don't have to use, these, but I had them. So what I did was I used dimensional pearls, okay, on here, right? I just took it, put the dimensional pearls, and I just put the ink over it and ink them up, okay? But I'm going to cut these. They're a little long, so I'm going to cut them down a little. Let me glue this down. Oh, I did it already. Okay. So now I'm going to turn it over, and we're going to put these down. The glue might take a while, but to dry. You could use a the dots, the glue dots, if you want to. Okay. Let me fix this because I like my antennas to be facing the opposite direction. Yeah, I should use a glue dot. Okay, so we'll leave it down there until it dries, but I wanted to show you what I did. I made one, and then after I made it, okay, I put glossy accents on top of it, or you can Mod Podge it. And then I was like, well, you know, let's grunge it up a little, because I know a lot of you like to grunge up your books. And you can also put this on an art journal, okay, mixed media art, incorporate fabric. And what I did was I took a graphite pencil and I just went around the edges of the butterfly. And then because I used glossy accents on it, I didn't have to worry about it not sticking. It goes right on to the glossy accents, the pencil. And then I was like, oh, okay, let's junk it up a little bit more. So you could take distress inks and you can distress the fabric if you want to make it old and vintage looking. Okay, so you can do that too. And that adds a little bit more depth to it. If you can see it. Sorry. And here's the one that we glued down. Okay. Now the only thing is that I want to add some glossy accents to this. Because if I'm going to put it in a mini album or a layout, I do want to stiffen it up a little. So you could use Mod Podge too. I just happen to have this and I made a big hole in it because I go through it like it's water. And then you could just brush this on. Oh, I had pink in here, but it doesn't matter. We'll work it. Actually, you know what we could do? Pink is coming off the brush. I could, look at, I'm adding more pink to that. So if you have white fabric and you don't have a design in your fabric or any color, if you take dimensional pearls and you add some water, you could actually paint with the dimensional pearls. Look what I just did with that pink, that light pink. I made it darker. And that looks pretty too, more natural. So then you just keep on adding your glossy accents. Oh, come on. There we go. And we're going to glossy accent this baby to get this baby nice and stiff. And this one you probably wouldn't see any distress inks on it. Okay. Still not happy with those antennas. Definitely use a glue dot. Don't use glue. That way you can position them the way that you want them to, because these keep on coming undone. Let me get a glue dot. I think I have this thing here. Oh, I have 45 seconds left. Alright, so put your antennas on. And put a glue dot. Although now that I have the wet glue there, it's not going to stick. There it goes. And there you have it. There is your fabric butterfly. Now, don't forget, you can use all different types of fabric, and you could probably fill in here if you wanted to make a design. Okay, so these are our butterflies. Thanks for watching, guys.